The Most High is my rock. TK. Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutling. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you want to fly or do you keep the Bible on?
All right, Shalom Israel.
Shalom.
All right, thank you for joining us again for another class. We are here out of Norfolk, Virginia. Again, we're in a destination unknown. We're obviously still here on lockdown, but classes are still going to be coming forth. So as you see that we are live on Thursday. So we have Houston going back live for all those that have been missing those classes every day. So Houston's going to be going back live every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. All right, via YouTube. We're going to have classes Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday here in Norfolk. So the time is still going to be the same. If you're in the Houston area and you need the address of where they're going to congregate for classes, please hit up Priest Quatazap, and he'll give you the exact information and location. The time is still going to be the same, from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. All right? So we just came off of Passover. It was beautiful. We have brothers and sisters here out of Norfolk, new brothers and sisters that came through and celebrate with us for the first time, and that was beautiful. So Rona can't stop it. Rona can't stop what the Most High has planned, and us keeping these our feasts and high holy days. All right. We're also still in Feast of Unleavened Bread. So all that leaven, again, we're cutting all that out. When you look at a lot of the ingredients of leaven, man, it's in a lot of different things. So a lot of baking soda products, cookies, all your little snacks and edibles that you like to eat. You got to put those to the side for this week. All right, so we're still in Feast of Unleavened Bread. So it's going to be from April 6th all the way until April 12th sundown. All right, April 6th to April 12th sundown. All right. We also have another feast coming up. High Holy Day is going to be Feast of Pentecost, which is going to be May the 26th. So April, May, June. Here in Virginia, we're probably still going to be on lockdown, but best believe we will still be congregating for the Feast of Pentecost. All right, that's going to be May the 26th. So if you're in Houston, listen, try to make it happen. If you're in Virginia, if you're out here, hit us up, and we'll definitely come together for that. We also have other avenues of the truth. We have Priest Mashaba with Blog Talk Radio. That is still going on and powerful. Every Tuesday and Thursday at I think it's actually 10 a.m. 10 o'clock a.m. until 12 p.m. I believe that time is. But even those classes, they're archived, so you can always go back and check those out and get blessed by Priest Mashaba. You got Tazapa on there. You got a lot of priests. Shamshawan. You have who else is Dawiyad's on there? Dawiyad. You have Yasharala that has classes on there. So it's very in depth for that channel. So that's going to be blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. Mashahba. All right. For any priest, you can hit Priest Kazakia. His number is good and working. All right, it should be on the screen. We also have Priest Quatazap, which is in Houston. You can hit those brothers' lines if you have any questions, concerns, and they'll get back to you at their convenience or if they're busy. All right. Again, everything's kind of shut down, so If you still want to get some e-shopping on, some online shopping, hit us up on Sweet Ambiance. As you know, we still have our monthly subscription package that we're doing. $25 to get you an oil, a soap, a candle, a surprise gift. The sisters put a lot of diligent, hard work in these boxes. And there's actually a lot of good material in there, man. Our product is on 10. Nobody's touching us out here in good old Babylon when it comes to products of getting you smelling as good as we smell. And we know in the scriptures that the disciples had oils. They put oils on Christ. Going back to the frankincense and myrrh. So we have a lot of good combinations. You can hit us up personally too if you want something customized. But we do have our website where that you can go on, get your soaps, your bath bombs, all your fragrances. All right, because what we have, all we got is time. Everybody's hitting Amazon. We want Sweet Ambiance to be that new fragrance of Amazon. So hit us up, sweetambiance.com. All right. So as we're gonna wait for people to get on, again, we greatly appreciate all the brothers and sisters that have been diligent in working, still giving, during this time. A little rough for us because our businesses are down, but we greatly appreciate those that have been giving and continue to give to get this word. Again, man, it's that time, and this word needs to hit the streets, and it is. And this is the best time to send these links out. So send the link, like and share the page, subscribe to the page because we're trying to get 1,000 views so that we can start doing live streams from this page if we do street speaking or any other hold so that y'all can see. So go ahead and subscribe, like, share, send it to your family. We got a lot of good topics. We got a good class today. There's a lot of good classes. Yesterday, Priest Quatazal dropped a dynamic class, so this is some heat, man. These are jewels. These are jewels that need to be caught out the sky and put in your pocket, So we're gonna wait. If any brothers and sisters have any questions, we'll answer those. And like I said, we'll wait for brothers and sisters to get onto the chat. And if not, we'll go into our class that we have planned for today. We got some people watching. All right, we got 16 people on. So today's Thursday, man. These days are going by fast. So Barakatah Yahweh for, again, speeding up these days. And Corona is speeding up too, snatching souls. We just heard about New York, 700 people dying from Corona. So the Most High is not playing. So this is definitely the time. If you're off to listen, get your spirit right. Get into the book, and again, this death angel is not playing. So, yep, shalom. Everybody's getting on. Yeah, we got a good class today. And again, I hope everybody in Houston and all the four corners had a Tawab, had a good Passover, enjoyable with brotherhood, sisterhood. So yeah, 799 died today. Oh, dang. So it went up. Mustafa said 99 more people died today in New York. So I don't know how these people gonna get them stimulus packages, them stimulus checks, man. I don't know where they're gonna go into because New York's supposed to get it first, as they say. But we'll see. We shall see. But if we don't have any questions, we'll go into class. So we'll go into class. If we have some time at the end, we'll go ahead and if anybody has anything, we'll answer that. But today's topic, we're going in about initiative. What is initiative? A lot of brothers and sisters don't know what initiative is. Reason being, growing up, there was never, everything basically was given. A lot of people didn't have to fight for anything. There was never a sense of urgency of, trying to, make the first move. Again, a lot of us come from decent families, or you may have just been that one to just kind of relax and look behind the scenes, and not really take the initiative. So tonight's class, we're going into what is initiative, man, because, our forefathers, women of the Bible, they had it. They had initiative. They were very proactive. And as we go into this class, we're going to understand what initiative is, you know, and look at different aspects of areas in our lives to where we may lack, you know, initiative and where that may come from. But where I first want to hit at is, I want to go over the definition of initiative. Definition. So this class is definitely something that you want to get your pen and pad out, write these definitions down. Definitions are very important because everybody has skewed definitions, but we're going to give you the biblical as well as educational definition. So there's no gray areas. We understand what initiative is. That comes from initiate, initiation, you know, these certain things that men and women of the Bible had, these attributes. So when you deal with the word of initiative, and this goes not only to adults, this is for the kids as well, because we all have endeavors and things that we want to do and responsibilities. So this word initiative is for everybody, you know. So it's just not the adults. It's just not for the priests. It's just not for, you know, this is man and woman, you know. The word initiative, it says the ability to assess and initiate things independently. I'm going to read that one more time. The definition of initiative is the ability to assess and initiate things independently. So what this definition is showing is that having initiative, you're doing things in your own mind. And what that means is that you're motivated. You can motivate yourself to do things independently. But what are we bringing this back to? Obviously, dealing with the word, dealing with your spirit. You're individually motivating yourself. You don't have to have a cheerleading squad. Come on, Shariah, wash those dishes. Marwalla, take out that trash. Come on now. You don't have to do that. You can do that yourself. You know you have a responsibility. Hey, listen, brother. You coming out to hit the flyers? It's been 2 years. Come on now. You know we do this every Tuesday and Thursday. You don't have to have that. You are already independently able to assess and understand what your responsibilities are. You know, and as we go on the scriptures, we're going to first start off seeing about what is initiative and how great men of the Bible, how they would initiate things and begin to progress and to grow independently. So with that, give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 44 and verse 1. Ecclesiasticus chapter 44 and verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 1.
Yeah, we're going to wait till everybody gets it. I don't got to move too fast. Make sure everybody gets that. Yep, Ecclesiastes chapter 44 and verse 1. If anybody has any questions in here too, you can ask as well during the class. So, go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us.
Yeah, so it's talking about these famous men. But I came out with the scripture in the beginning just to show what made these men famous. You know, because a lot of us, men and women, we want to be, you know, like our forefathers. We want to be great men.
Right.
You know, a lot of us think about the 144,000. We want to be in the kingdom. You know, I want to have my slave. You know, they're going to be picking, they're going to be growing crops, picking fruit. You know what I mean? I'm going to have my maid servant feeding me grapes, right? But what would allow a person to be 144,000? And as we see the men of the Bible, we would think that they would be in the kingdom, right? But what made them, what gave them that attribute and what gave them to be where they're written in the book, to where the Bible is saying these are famous men, right? Keep reading.
Verse 2. The Lord hath wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning.
Yeah, he brought great glory. These men are glorious. But what made them glorious? You know, again, we have to look at the individuals of the Bible and see exactly what they were doing. What was their thought process? Because what is the psyche of them? You know what I'm saying? How are they moving? You know, I remember when I first came into truth, I would think about, like, dang, who am I in the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Like, my spirit right now, am I a lazy guy? You know, am I a guy that's not trustworthy? You have to ask yourself this question because the Bible will give you a visual and understanding of where you're at.
Right.
You know, and the Most High is showing us through these men. He said these famous men were glorious. So if you want to be a glorious man, what do?
You gotta
Follow
take
the
initiative.
steps.
You imitate it.
Yeah.
You imitate, but you do take the initiative to be like them.
Right. You gotta. It's kind of the way you're talking about it. It reminds me of how Jacob wrestled with the angel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't want to get too much off topic, but he took that initiative to say, you know, just by the statement he said, I will not let you go until you bless me.
Right.
He wants to be recognized by the Most High.
Okay.
These men that we're going over, they wanted to be recognized by the Most High. Kind of.
Keep reading.
Verse 3. Such as did bear rule in their kingdoms,
Right.
men renowned for their power.
Right. And you know, this right here, you know, as well, we're not going into specific names, but we're going into the attributes.
Okay.
We're going into the attributes of what these men had, what they did, and what made them glorious. So it says that such as did bear rule in their kingdom. So these men rule kingdoms.
Okay.
You know, think about us. What do we rule? Our domain is what? Our household, right? That's the closest thing to any domain is our household. You know, so we also again have to look how we run our household. How do we have the initiative to continue to have our household to where it's glorious, man? Read.
Such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power,
Yeah, men renowned, which means known. Go ahead.
giving counsel by their understanding and declaring prophecies.
Come on, man. Giving counsels and understanding, because a lot of us want to be like this. A lot of us want to be great men of distinction.
Okay.
Great men that know how to deal and communicate and build other brothers, to build other brothers, to build other brothers.
Right.
Okay.
You know, so the Most High is showing us that these famous men, these glorious men, they had attributes. We're going to go into and see specifically what it was. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Leaders of the people by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning meet for the people.
Yeah, leaders of the people by their counsels. Because you got to think about it. Even this, a lot of these attributes of these men, it wasn't something that was just automatically within them. Because a lot of these brothers had to do what? They had to learn.
Okay.
A lot of these brothers had to learn from who? Either their father, their grandpa, you know, the men around them. You know, it's the same thing that we have. You know, so we're seeing that these men, that great men, but they were learning. Read.
And by the leaders of the people by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning meet for the people, wise and eloquent in their instructions.
Yeah, wise and eloquent in their instructions. You know, a lot of our people, are we wise and eloquent? But, huh?
I said it could get better.
Oh, definitely. You can definitely get better, but what does that take? It takes you to initiate or have the initiative to do better.
Right.
Again, let's go more into the definition of initiative. And the reason why I'm starting off so like this, so we can have an understanding of what initiative is. It says initiative is all about taking charge. Initiative is all about taking charge. Pose the question. What do you take charge of in dealing with the faith of the Most High? In dealing with the things that you're involved with? What are you taking charge of? Or are you the ones that are being, that are just sitting back and, you know, letting others tote you around? Or do you have the ambition, the aspirations to be a great leader?
Right. That will and drive.
Are
Are you that brother that calls other brothers and say, hey, so I was wondering, when's the next time we're getting together?
Right.
What are we doing tonight? Hey, what are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing the day after that? What are we doing after class? Are you that brother? Are you that sister that's asking the questions? Hey, so what are we doing after garments? What are we going to do before garments? Are we going to get together? Are we going to congregate? That's the initiative it takes to fuel you to get the knowledge, to get the wisdom, more understanding, to get you further along, to get recognized by the Most High.
I like that. Good point. You know, because when you go back into this definition of initiative, it says initiative shows a willingness to get things done and take responsibility. You know, again, taking responsibility of the things that you know that you have to get done. But what does that mean? That means that you are processing. You're on another level. You're thinking ahead of the curve. You're thinking ahead of the next person. Why? Because this is something that it says that shows a willingness to get things done and take responsibility. So what are you doing? Taking charge.
Like the scripture says, being forward a year ago. This is how that scripture would definitely apply right here.
Oh, yeah.
Being forward a year ago. Why are you being forward a year ago? Because you're taking the initiative to be responsible for what needs to get done ahead of time, before it's required of you, before somebody asks you, hey, did this get done? Did that get done? Oh no, it's already done. It's already taken care of.
Oh yeah, you know, and that's why, you know, it's a perfect time. It's a perfect time to meditate and to look at ourselves, because what else we got? I ain't working. Shoot, a lot of y'all ain't working, so it's a good time to self-reflect and to examine ourselves and see, do we have this attribute of being initiative, showing initiative in the things that we know that the Most High wants us to do, that the Most High has called us to do. Where you at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter
Verse
44, verse 4.
Verse 5.
Verse 5.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. Such as found out musical tunes.
Such as found out musical tunes. Go ahead.
And recited verses in writing.
Come on, we know who that is. You know who had the attributes of playing instruments.
He played art.
Dropping the first bars. You know.
First 16.
Come on. What do you say?
The Sid dropped the first 16.
First 16.
Yeah.
But again, what does it take to play a instrument?
Oh, it takes dedication. It takes that word that we've been going over. Initiative.
Right. Yeah, initiative, man. You're gonna hear a lot of that. Initiative, to initiate, you know, to begin, to bring forth. And we're gonna hit some other, you know, words regarding that. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Rich men furnished with ability, living peaceably in their habitations. Verse 7. All these were honored in their generations, and were the glory of their times.
See, they said, read that again, verse 7.
All these were honored in their generations, and were the glory of their times.
Yeah, they were honored in their generations. Again, you know, we want to be honored. We want to be honored. Well, that's the question. Do you want to be honored? do you want your name to be written in the book, man? In the book, in the works that you did, in the dedication that you had in your work, in the laboring of your hand, dealing with this word, because that's what it's about. It's about feeding the Most High's people, growing in the spirit, and about unity, man. It's beautiful, but we have to have this sense of initiative. Going back into the definition, it says, an initiative is the start of something with the hope it will continue. So it's not like you're starting something to where it's like, you know what, I'm only gonna do this about 2 months, that's it. No, the initiative is this is for till death.
Right.
Like a marriage, till death do us part, right?
Right.
This is to the end. It goes into, it says a person with initiative is motivated to do things. Are you motivated? What motivates you? Are you self-motivated? You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of our people, we do look at the motivation on YouTube and the inspirational videos, but we got it right here in the book.
We do.
They give you a lot of vain words, and we got renowned men that are in history books. The scriptures, there's a saying, and it talks about standing on the backs of giants. But what does that mean when you stand on the back of a giant?
That's something you say all the time too.
Yeah, you're doing. I'm gonna show you. Go to John. Just real quick. Go to John. Christ said it. He said, I'm gonna show you. Go to John. Oh man. He said, where it said, it's in John. I mean, I had it today. It's keep reading. Read that last scripture where you're at. We're gonna find the scripture for you.
Come. Verse 7. All these were honored in their generations.
There it is.
And were the glory of their times.
John 14:12. You go read that again?
All these were honored in their generations, and were the glory of their time.
Yeah, all these were honored in their generations and gloried in their times, right?
Come.
But how can we be honored and gloried the same way? Read where you at.
This is St. John chapter 14 and verse 12.
Right.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also.
Yeah, it's the same quote. It's the same quote that is in the world, that standing on the backs of giants. You just imitate what that person does. But it takes you to initiate. It takes you to take that incentive. It takes you to take that incentive to be proactive into doing what exactly this person does. Read that one more time.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do.
He said, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, read.
He do also.
Yeah, he will do also. He do also. What is that saying? That's your imitating. That's your learning. You're doing the same thing that these great leaders, Christ, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the forefathers. Mm-hmm. When you go to the Maccabees, you go to all these outstanding brothers that we read in the Bible, and sisters as well as children, that you do the same thing. You stand on that, but that is still a part of this initiative.
Right, because you had said initiative is all about taking charge. The initiative, it's an initiative is the start of something with the hope that it will continue.
Right.
So that's the same thing he gave the apostles. That's the same thing he gave Paul. Come.
Where you at back?
Verse 8.
No, what book?
Ecclesiasticus 44, verse 8.
There you go. Yep, reading for the people. You got it.
Okay. Verse 8. There be of them that have left a name behind them, that their praises might be reported. And some there be which have no memorial, who are perished as though they had never been.
Come on.
And are become as though they had never been born.
Right, just showing that there's some that don't have a report. You know? They didn't stand out all the way. They may have still put in good work.
Yeah.
But weren't standing out. But again, the definition of initiative is about that you're being motivated. It says a person with initiative is motivated to do things. But what does that mean? That you're doing the best of your ability. You're engaging yourself in something that you believe is going to last. Again, do we have that? Are we thinking like that? Then you know what? Let me be the first one to be at class. Then you know what? You know, I know my husband, you know, he likes when, you know, when I get out of line a lot of times, you know what? I'm going to come with that sweet, peaceful vibe. Why? Especially in this time. We don't need nothing crazy. It's sweet, peaceful. The initiative to do that. A lot of times, come on, babe, you know, relax. Don't get like that. That don't have to happen. You can have the initiative in yourself to bring that peace. You can have that initiative in yourself, men, to do what? Study. To be just like your elders. Right underneath them. But we're going to get into the class, but I just want to start. But continue.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 10.
Come on.
But these were merciful men, whose righteousness had not been forgotten.
Come on.
With their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance.
Right.
And their children are within the covenant. Their seed standeth fast, and their children for their sakes. Their seed shall remain forever, and their glory shall not be blotted out.
Yeah, the glory shall not be blotted out, because these are glorious, righteous men that show initiative. Again, these are men that we look at. These are women that we look at. We want to be like them. We want to be just like them. But we have to adopt the attributes that they had, that they have. Read.
Verse 14.
Their
bodies are buried in peace, but their name liveth forevermore.
Come on, man. Their name liveth forevermore. And y'all got to look at a lot of greats around you. You know, a lot of our family members, they weren't great. You don't forgot about them. You know, but think about that brother that endeavored in the word. When you start hearing, like, drop the name Ariella. When you start hearing about names, Ariah, Mashah, all these great leaders, when you start hearing their name, you start knowing their attributes, what they did. That's the first thing that you think. Them as what they had within them. The attributes that they had that made them that man. To make that name behind them.
Right.
Keep reading.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 15.
That's it. Jump to 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58. You have any questions?
Wow.
You know, in another definition of dealing with this initiative, it goes into It says real role model. That's facts. Real role models. These are men that we want to walk just like, not twerk just like. You know what I'm saying? It's sad because that's all I see is Megan Thee Stallion. Like, what are they trying? They pushing her heavy right now. All the women trying to look like Megan Thee Stallion with the bundles. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They want to initiate and look like her. She's
the new what is it? Lil Kim. Who else was it? Nicki Minaj.
Right.
She's just the latest thought that they're trying to push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and when you think about it, again, our people are ready to engage and to be just like that. You know, they don't have the initiative to be righteous. They got the initiative to be wicked as hell. But for those here, this is about the initiative of being righteous, being more, doing more, putting forth more work. Another definition, it says, readiness to embark on bold new ventures. It says, readiness to embark on bold new ventures. Is that you? You ready to embark on bold new ventures? Because we're coming from the world. We're coming into the fold of the Bible. So now we're understanding our true purpose, our true meaning, our true light in the world. This is gold right here. Just like the glorious men that we read about, Abraham, that ruled, that had numerous amounts of what? Money, cattle, families, his household. How many people he had in his households? Or how many servants he had in his household?
He took 300 just servants to go overthrow 5 kingdoms.
Come on, he had 300 servants in his household that he raised, that basically he brought up.
Yeah.
Think about it, these are great men. These ain't like 50 Cent, one man in a mansion. Come on, man. These are men of renowned name.
He'd basically be ruling a small state.
Yep.
He'd be ruling a small state, and then out of the families, he only took 300 men just to go with him.
Come. Read where you at?
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58.
Come on.
Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast.
Be what?
Be steadfast.
Yeah, be steadfast. To do what? To do what? To be motivated. To be motivated to do things. To do the will of the Most High. Be steadfast. Because when you're steadfast in something, that means you're doing the work. That means that you're not going to change up what you're doing. Read.
Unmovable.
On what?
Unmovable.
Yeah, unmovable. Nothing's going to take you off your block. Why? You're focused. You're motivated. I got a job to do. This is what initiative is. Just going back. What is initiative? Read.
Always abounding in the work of the Lord.
See, and that's what it was about. And that's what made these men, these great men, they were always abounding in the work of the Most High. They was always growing in the work of the Most High. But what allowed them to continue after 30 years, 40 years, 50 years of the same individuals that they may have to deal with, the same spirit, you know?
When you look at Noah, because you're saying that it says abounding in the work, right? Mm-hmm. Noah had to build the ark for 100 years. 100 years, listen, day in, day out.
Right.
Screw 40, 50, 20, 30 years.
Right.
He did it for 100 habitual years.
Listen, you got cats and families fighting over 2 weeks.
Oh, come on. And and this is during the time where the Most High told them it was going to rain. Nobody's ever seen rain before, let alone know what it was.
Right.
But he had to abide and abound in his work for 100 years, day in and day out, to build the ark, to get everything together to save him and the rest of his household.
Yeah.
That's that initiative right there.
No, that's right on point, because, you know, again, it's about that leading action, taking that action.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna allow people around you, their face, their attitude that they may have that day. You're not gonna allow that to move you. You're not gonna allow that to throw you off your game. Why? You're motivated.
That's why the scriptures talk about. He said when you go and preach against Israel and they make their faces like adamant, or what is it, flint? Then I'm gonna make your face like adamant. Right. Come on. You're not gonna be moved by them making a face at you looking all weird because you talking about the word.
Yeah. Because why? When you go back into more of the definition, there's a lot, but it says I'm going to go back to it. Initiative can also mean a personal quality that shows a willingness to get things done and take responsibility. Those men knew their responsibility. Mm-hmm. They knew what was needed of them.
Right.
The Most High didn't have to always be on their back. All right, now, like the scripture says that he sent out the priests during the day.
Yeah.
In the morning, right? They were up in the morning. You think he was over there like their alarm clock? All right, now, Ezekiel. All right, it's time for you to get up. No. They was ready. You know what I'm saying? They was ready for their new endeavors, their new ventures.
Right.
They was ready for that. Read where you at again, from the top.
Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Yeah, your labor is not in vain. That's what our people got to see, is that whenever you take this initiative, whenever you take responsibility, it's not in vain. It's not in vain. That's why you have a lot that you be like, dang, that brother's moving quick. Why? Because he know it ain't in vain. Christ said, listen, my Father work, I work here too. It ain't in vain. If he doing the work, I'm doing the same thing. Please, motivated. Gotta go. Oh, for real? Y'all got a problem with what I just said? The true Holy Bible? Bet. Let me go ahead and dust my feet off and let me go to the next city. Right. Oh, I'm in my own country town? Dang, my own people? Okay, let me dust my feet off and roll, because y'all might try to hurt me now. Christ was still moving and showing motivation, having that initiative to continue doing what he was supposed to do. Read where you at?
For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Right. It's not in vain in the Lord. 2 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 2. They're showing that these men knew that what they had this leading action, the things that they were motivated to do wasn't in vain. You said it right. Daria, conviction. They had conviction. But even with that, a lot of people got conviction, but what did they do? You can pull a Jonah. You can pull a Jonah. Be like, please. I ain't gonna show no motivation to move. You know what? Let me go ahead and do what I want to do. So, 2 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 2. Yeah, I want to get a little more of this definition, man. Hopefully, if it says in the world we were quick and bold, saying we were unmovable in the foolishness we were doing. Come on, man. Facts. Yeah. A lot of us was on the corners. A lot of y'all could have had that blue rag on your leg, or the red rag. Or you was a la N, for Latinos, or Sureños, gang banging heavy. You was motivated. You didn't have nobody. You didn't have to have anybody to tell you what to do. You was there. Oh, we got a gang meeting popping up. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Even the club. You got cats that go to clubs on the regular. Yeah. On the regular. But what is that showing? That shows that, listen, they're taking the initiative to make sure that they there. I'm going to make sure my face is being seen. They going to know me at this party scene. They going to know me. You know what I mean? Listen, when my car hit that block, they going to know that's me. Mm-hmm. But the men of the Bible had initiative to do the will of the Most High. But you got to ask yourself, do we have that initiative? Do we have that initiative to be great men and women and great children of the Bible? Because a lot of our people lack that. And we're going to go into a couple reasons why. Read where you at.
2 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 2.
Come on.
God be gracious unto you, and remember his covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right, so the Most High is showing you, it's in Maccabees, but showing you, remember your forefathers. Remember how they moved. Remember the steps that they took. Remember the initiative that they took in the things that they did. Okay. This is what initiative is. We see it in our forefathers because they had it. They were great men. When you go to Solomon, 2 Kings, when he did all the building of the houses, and when he got Hiram to bring all the wood and all these different things, he had initiative to make that happen. Right. He had all those servants and people and all those different, he had the ships of Hiram to run the ships that he had. Come on, man. A lot of our people is lazy as hell. You can barely initiate cleaning up your bathroom. Initiate cleaning up your room. This man was working everything. Come on, that took a lot. But it took him to understand that was his responsibility. But I'm gonna keep saying it. Do we have it? Is that in us? Read where you at.
God be gracious unto you, and remember his covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his faithful servants, and give you all in heart to serve him and to do his will.
And to do what?
And to do his will.
Right.
With a good courage.
With a good courage, read.
And a willing mind.
And that's what I wanted, because these men had a willing mind. They had a willing mind to do what the Most High. They already knew, like you said, Daria. They had the conviction, but they had that willing mind to continue in that. They initiated themselves in what the Most High wanted. They were motivated to continue. They were motivated to grow. They read that. They read them scrolls. They heard them prophecies from their forefathers about how the earth was for us, how everything was going to be under our dominion. They was like, shit, I need that.
Right.
I got to go get that.
God.
I have to make myself the head leading. Listen, I want to be the top. I want to be number one. Think about it. Whenever you dealt with football sports, you had the track or any sports, you have the track combine. You have the 100-yard dash, right? Man, listen, man, I'm about to beat all these cats. Right. They gonna know me in college. You in high school, they gonna know me. You did your utmost to be the best. Okay. All your little trainings, your little running from side to side. You probably swam and ran in the water, but you took all these initiatives. You took all these steps to be great in track. Most I want us to do the same thing in his word, but he's showing us through his prophets. He's showing us how they moved and what their mentality was. But it was self-motivation, which is initiative. Initiative, man. It says, the ability to use your judgment to make decisions and to do things without needing to be told what to do. Especially when you know what to do. Right. Especially when you already have a job and a purpose. Especially when you have already been introduced and shown what's needed of you. Because remember, in the ministry, in families, we all got jobs. We do. It could be the most minute. You could be the guy that, listen, what you do? You clean off the, at the school, you clean off the front welcome sign. Making sure that jerk's on point. Why? When people come to the school, I want them to know we clean. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Brothers, you know what? I know we all come here, you know what I'm gonna do? I was thinking ahead. I printed out all the flyers, and I went ahead and looked to see what flyers we didn't have. So what I did was, I already got the Latinos right here, divided. I got Native Americans right here, divided. I got Esau, you was going definitely into captivity, divided. God. But what did that take? It takes a man to have initiative to do that. Listen, sisters, you know what? Oh, man, hold on, man. I know we do garments Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. You know what? Sisters, listen, do we need anything for garments so that I can, I'm at the store right now. Do we may need anything extra? I can pick it up. We ain't got to worry about getting it late. What is that? Initiative. It says again, the ability to use your judgment to make decisions and to do things without needing to be told what to do. Going back to the scripture, it says they had a willing mind. Their mind was already thinking on the work of what they did. They didn't have to be told. They didn't have to be pushed in and you're grabbing on somebody's coattails and they're pulling you in. No, you're right next to them, fighting. Your mind is functioning. The Most High gave us a functioning mind. He said he gave us our senses, right? God. We need to do what Ecclesiasticus, is that Wisdom of Solomon? Mm-hmm. We need to do what Wisdom of Solomon about the senses that the Most High gave us. We got to get it. But about the senses that he gave us. He gave us a mind for a reason. Yeah, he gave us our cognitive mind so that we can think ahead of the game. Listen, our leaders, our forefathers, these sisters, they was bright women, or bright men and women. When you deal with Judith, come on, man. Judith, holding it down for Israel. Oh, God. Huh? Susanna? Don't let me start throwing them out.
Deborah?
Deborah? Huh? Who's the boss wife?
Abigail.
Abigail?
Yeah.
Come on. Abigail held down the foolish man. Oh. But showing what? She had this willing mind, man. She was thinking ahead of the game.
And it's funny you say that, a willing mind, because that's the only thing the Most High really wants. God. He wants that willing mind that's willing to do what needs to get done without being told consistently.
Right.
If you have that type of mind, the Most High is going to take you far. And he'll place your name like he did our forefathers.
Oh, yeah.
In a book of remembrance.
Oh, yeah. God. Read that verse 3 again in Maccabees.
And give you all in heart to serve him, and to do his will.
And to do his, so he gave you a heart to serve him, which means what? That mind.
Right.
He gave you that mind to think, man. To be great. Come on, be great. But it first takes you showing effort. It first takes you taking the reins of your life and being a Solomon and being a Christ and being a Paul and being these men that we read about daily and we quote scriptures about. Read.
And to do his will with a good courage.
With a good courage. Why? Because now you're not second guessing. Read.
And a willing mind.
And a willing mind. We deal with this definition of willing. It says, having the mind inclined. Having the mind inclined. That means that you're in tune with what's going on. You're not like a little, what do they call it? Like a blonde? What do they call blondes?
Dumb blonde.
A dumb blonde, just airy. Don't know what's do 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 do.
Airhead, yeah.
Do 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 do.
Dumb, simple-minded, all of those.
Like, brothers, y'all know it's Sabbath, and the candles got to be in the menorah, and frankincense and myrrh got to be here. Okay, brother, ain't nobody thinking. Do 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 do. Brothers, y'all know we got class. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to be here early. Make sure things is together. Do. Why? Because their mind isn't inclined to what's going on. And that's what makes a person have initiative. Their mind is inclined. You're aware of what's going on. That's what makes these men great men. Why? They were inclined to what's going on around them.
It's like what the typical man in the world does for their job. It's called taking their work home with them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You got those individuals who take their work home with them. Why? Because they're obsessed. That's a form of initiative. Like the scripture says, they addicted themselves to the ministry. What does that mean? That's an initiative to take your work home with you.
Pull that.
Huh?
You pull that.
Oh, let me get it for you.
I got it.
You got it for me? So you're taking your work home with you, like they do in the world. They take their work with them, and they're trying to get ahead.
1 Corinthians 16 and 15.
They're tired of being the janitor, the cook.
Right, you're trying to be the peon.
Yeah, they're tired of doing that. So what are they doing? They're trying to take the test. They're trying to take all these things home with them so they can become the CEO. They want to be the signature on the paycheck.
Right.
But now in the scriptures, you got to do the same thing.
Come on. Ooh, think about it. The scripture says, rehearse the righteous acts.
Right, Judges 5:11.
But if our people wants to be the gold and the 144,000, if you ain't rehearsed nothing or had the initiative to try,
right?
How's the Most High gonna be? He ain't got nothing to work with.
You can't get recognized like that.
He was like, bro, you read the Bible, but there was a lot more that could have been done.
Right.
You could have strove
for
more because the Most High gives us this opportunity. And that's what the class is about. The class is about understanding that the Most High gives us an opportunity to do more, man. Mm-hmm. He gives us this mind to understand the strengths that he's giving us. He's giving us all power. And I'm talking about over everything, whatever may hold you back. He's giving that to us. But go to 1 Corinthians chapter 16 and verse 15. And Brother wanted.
Come.
Go ahead and read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 15.
Go ahead.
I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia.
So this man, he's asking you to look at this example. You know this man's household. Look at this example of how they deal. Go ahead.
And that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints.
So what is that addiction involving? That addiction involves the initiative to do extra. Yep. You're going above and beyond. That means you're not, like you said, you gave the example about the garment meetings on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, right? So that, what does that mean? If you're addicted to the ministry, if you're addicted to your office, that means on a Monday while you're out and about on a non-garment day, you're already thinking, hey, you know what? I'm out. What needs to get done? What needs to get got? I ran into this type of material. We could use this. Could we use this? Could we use that? So I could bring it in tomorrow. That's an addiction you want to have. The Most High wants to see, and He'll take you further. Right? Because that's how you become addicted to the ministry, by taking that initiative, and it's always with you. That's you can take this work home with you. We ain't got nothing else to do. We're at home with the word all day, right? A brother's a phone call away all day, right? There's been plenty of times I'm on the phone with Zion for 2-3 hours, and then we do a 3-way, then we do a 2-way, then we do a 4-way, and a 6-way on the phone with brothers from Kazakh to Kwatazak. Why? Because that's what we're doing. We're trying to be addicted to the ministry. We're trying to take the initiative and do what needs to get done. Ooh. We're trying to turn over every stone that hasn't been turned. Or if it has been turned, we're going to flip it a couple more times just to make sure it was turned.
Right.
But that's initiative. Yeah. That's what this man is telling you to follow in the Bible.
Yeah. And I like that because we're going to go right into it. Give me 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 21, just showing we got to go see little David, man.
We got to.
Big David, because David wasn't little. Big David. But just showing again. Let's see an example of initiative. And what is the initiative, again, or actually the willingness. I'm going to go hit this definition of willing. It says, chosen, received of choice, or without reluctance. That willing mind is you're not having reluctancy. You're not having these certain things hold you back. Because as we see in this story with David, Israel, a couple of us was reluctant to go against Goliath, right? God. But not David. He was desirous. He was ready to take on this challenge. Well, let's go into the story. Read where you at.
1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 1.
Start at verse 21, please.
God. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array.
Yeah, so we understand that Israel was about to fight these Hamites, man, the Philistines. Read.
Army against army.
Right.
And David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage and ran into the army.
Yeah, David was doing other things. David was taking care of what he was tending to. And he seen the battle. He heard it. Listen, I'm going down there and see what's going on, man. Mm-hmm. Let me investigate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why? He had an inclined mind. I hear a lot of hooting and hollering and stuff.
Right. I need to see what's going on.
Hold on, man. What's going on down there, man? I know y'all about to fight. My brother's down there. You know what? Let me see if I can be a helping hand.
Right.
Just in case.
Right.
Read.
And came and saluted his brethren.
Yeah, he saluted his brother. Righteous man. Come on. What did they say to him? Read.
And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion.
Oh, he is. The champion. Read.
The Philistine of Gath.
Go ahead.
Goliath by name. Out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words, and David heard them.
Yes. It says, out of the army of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words. Right. What words? These old disrespectful words that Goliath was trying to talk down on Israel. Mm-hmm. That's why I love David. David was the man. You know what I'm saying? He had the spirit within him. And that's how you know, because we got the same spirit as David, man. A lot of us is little fighters. You know what I mean? It's a lot of times fighting at the wrong time, but little fighters. Read.
Verse 24.
Go ahead.
And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him.
Why? They was reluctant. Oh, hell no. No. But a lot of us do that. But we're going to get into that. Read.
And were sore afraid.
Right.
And the men of Israel said, have you seen this man that has come up?
Yeah, they said they was afraid of Goliath. When they seen this old pigeon-toed, knock-knee, big forehead looking giant slide across the valley. Yeah, he said, you seen this man? This is a huge man.
Right.
Read.
Surely to defy Israel is he come up.
Yeah, surely to defy us, man. They probably in their mind like, oh my God. Listen, I can't do nothing with that. Nah, B. Read.
And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches.
Okay.
And
go ahead.
And will give him his daughter.
Right, and will give him his daughter. Come on, man. Think about that. Think about that prize. Think about that prize. Read.
And make his father's house free in Israel.
Right.
And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine?
Go ahead.
And taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine?
Yeah, he said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? Mm-hmm. This old long-haired, long neck.
But see, when you gotta envision, when he's saying this, he's saying it with conviction. He's like,
yep.
Who WTF, you know what I'm saying? WTH is this uncircumcised Philistine who should defy the power of the living God? Who is this man? That's that initiative. You heard the initiative in his voice. You heard the fire. Like, Who the hell does this man think he is?
Right.
Step off.
So you mean David had the ability to use his judgment,
Right, his
to
judgment.
make decisions, to do things without needing to be told what to do.
Because he's seen it.
Right.
He's seen that. He's seen this giant the same way he's seen the lion and he's seen the bear.
Right.
He told Saul. He said, "You know what? I'm not jumping, am I?"
No.
Okay. He told Saul, the same way I smote the lion and I smote the bear that tried to take my father's sheep. I'm gonna smite this Philistine the same way. I'm gonna take him out.
Right. So you mean to tell me it's almost the same example? Like I know my job is to take out the trash after school. I know my job is to take out the trash at home. So when I see the trash can filled, I should have the initiative to go take care of that.
No, you know what? I'm gonna take out the trash and I'm gonna clean the trash can to make sure the trash can inside is clean.
Okay.
And I'm gonna clean and mop the space around the trash where the trash goes.
And I like to just bring out that example because again, that's still initiative, but it's showing that David seen something that he was like, "No, I gotta take care of this."
This guy is out of pocket.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure he gets back in the pocket. You know what? I'm gonna make sure the fowls eat off his body in the morning.
Right. Ooh.
You know what? I don't want to make sure the menorah is just with the candles ready for Sabbath. You know what? I'm gonna get a couple of boxes. I'm gonna make sure we have plenty of oil on deck already on hand. Coals, frankincense, myrrh, the incense.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure I bring plenty of Bibles in case you didn't have one or you didn't have one. That's the initiative. This is what initiative David was doing.
Keep reading.
Well,
What verse you at?
Verse 26.
Okay.
For who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living power? And the people answered him after this manner, saying, So shall it be done to the man that killeth him.
Right.
And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men. And Eliab's anger was kindled against David. And he said, Why camest thou down hither?
Come on, man. Now his brother's checking. Like, bro, what you come down here for, man? What your little scrawny self come down here for?
He's trying to throw salt.
Oh yeah.
He's getting
Get a little upset.
He's getting a little butthurt because his little brother, his younger brother, got this zeal, got this drive, got this initiative that he doesn't have.
Right.
Because why? He's doing what everybody else is doing. He's going with the in crowd.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's almost like David's doing what they should be doing.
Right. These are men of war, but then you got a shepherd coming up taking the place of a warrior.
Right.
And the men acting like shepherds, and the warriors acting like shepherds.
I like that. But again, David had that willing mind. David had that leading action. David had that motivation. Mm-hmm. It says taking initiative can be risky. If you do something on your own initiative, hold on, nope. It says initiative is about taking charge. That's what he was doing.
Right.
Taking charge. Oh, so whoever kills Goliath gets the gold and Saul's daughter? Shoot, sign me up, G. Sign me up. Mm-hmm. Read.
And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and the naughtiness of thine heart.
Right?
For thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle.
See, his brother's worried about what David's doing instead of being that man in his position, the warrior in his position, worrying about the problem at hand, Goliath. This is not initiative right here. This is going with it's what is it called? It's mundane. It's
minute. What are you talking about?
Not minute. There's this word I'm looking for. It's the word I'm looking for. But basically, he's not worried about what he should be worrying about.
Right. Okay.
And David he's trying to call David out of pocket because David's worried about what the important things of who's going to take this guy out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He wasn't necessarily just worried about the prize of what was going on, but he did it because this is a person who's defying the living power of the Most High's army. Yeah. Screw getting a wife and making my family free and finding favor with Saul. I'm trying to find favor with the Most High. This is the Most High's nation right here. Who is this heathen that's talking bad on my people? I need to check this dude. Yep. That's the initiative that David had, and that's who Eliab was trying to check. Like, listen, don't crush my zeal. I made sure my stuff was in order, so I came down. I took my initiative and made my responsibilities and put my priorities in check That way I can come down and see what's going on. Go ahead.
For thou art come down, that thou mightest see the battle. And David said, what have I now done? Is there not a cause?
So he's asking his brother, he's like, I can't come down and check on my people too? Like, this is my nation as well. I'm not trying to just be nosy. I'm not just trying to see what's going on. No, I want to be a part. I want to see if I can help.
Right, listen.
I want to be a part of the help without being asked for help.
Come on. Leading action.
Yeah.
He's begging. He's asking.
Like, let me do something.
Right.
Coach, you the player on the bench. Like, Coach, can I come in? Coach, can I come in?
Right.
Coach, can I come in? That's what David's doing.
But I like that. Again, going back to the definition.
Right.
The ability to use your judgment to make decisions and do things without needing to be told what to do.
There it is. Because not once did Jesse, his father, go up to David and say, you know what? Maybe you should intervene into the battle. No, Jesse told him, hey, just go take the food down to your brother. Yeah. And David could have did that, but he seen all the commotion. He was like, hold up, something's going on. I hear somebody talking crap. Let me see what's going on.
Right.
Like Bernie Mac said, what's going on, right?
What goes on?
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 30. And he turned from him toward another, and spake after the manner. And the people answered him again after the former manner. And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and sent for him. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine.
So this is David again. Now he's telling the king. He's like, listen, don't worry about me. I'm not hurried. I'm not worried about what needs to get done. I know what needs to get done. Let me at it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And you right, Mustafa. David was confident. David didn't need no hoorah behind him.
No.
David didn't need no extra motivation behind him. David knew what the Most High put within him, and he was bold and confident and reassured in the strength of the Most High that, listen, as I think we're going to get into it though too, right? Because he already knew what his capability was. So he didn't have to have anybody around him. He knew what he was capable. He knew his responsibility. And what was that? Right. Israel, man. Israel. That was the responsibility. We're going to make sure Israel survives this. We're going to make sure Israel's not defiled. I'm going to make sure that we're doing the right things that needs to be done to keep Israel safe.
And that's like and when you look at it, because we're talking about a shepherd and we're talking about warriors, right? When any real shepherd is going to do that for his flock. Yep. David did that for 2 sheep. He saved his sheep. He saved his father's sheep, 2 sheep, right, out of a lion and out of a bear, right? How much more the nation of Israel? Go ahead.
Verse 33. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock, and I went out after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him.
So this is David. He's explaining to Saul, listen, okay, Goliath's been a man of war since his youth. Guess what? I've been slaying beasts since my youth. Go ahead.
Verse 36. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he had defied the armies of the living God.
So he's basically telling them the same way I slayed these animals, this uncircumcised beast is all the same. And that's that initiative that it takes for you to keep going. Yeah. That's the initiative you got to have in your mind to get the job done, to get this word out. To want to be a better brother, a better sister, a better husband, a better wife, a better child. That's the initiative you got to have within you to fuel you to keep going.
Oh yeah, when you look at David, David again, it was about Israel, so it's still about what? Unity, brotherhood, sisterhood. Even though David was working as a individual, he was still focused in the body, in the body of Israel. And it's the same thing with us. We work as a body, but individually, you can still do things proactively for the body. Right. So we're not talking about this initiative just being you by yourself. Nah, man, come on. There's many parts of the body. There's many parts, and that's the beauty of it. Because think about it. If we had 5, 6 people like David, 5, 6 people like Judith, Susanna, these men that were highly motivated and looking into making sure that Israel was okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you look at David's mighty men.
Oh yeah, come on.
Come on, one man held the whole lentil field against 600 men.
Ooh, the lentil field.
But what type of initiative spirit did that man have?
Right.
You got to think now. That's the same type of initiative that, like, look at us, right? We came all the way out to Virginia, no other camp out here, right? Passing out literature all the time, teaching, going on YouTube, doing classes all the time,
right?
Going to the malls, working the malls all the time, coming home back to each other, right? Day in and day out, But the works is painful, is being manifested.
Right.
The word's getting out. Now we're being known, and our characters being known, and the spirit on us is being shown because of our consistency, because of the initiative. You know what? Let's branch out from Houston. Let's go to Virginia. Let's still be connected with Houston and do the same works in Houston, in Virginia.
Oh yeah.
So now when they see, it's like at the mall when they see us and they think we're all brothers, right? Because when they see one person and they see him and then they see you, they see the same characteristic. They see the same spirit. That's the same here, and that's the same in Houston. That's the same in San Antonio, in the 4 corners of the earth. But it takes that initiative to do the right thing and follow the right pattern, which has been shown to you.
Were you ready?
Was that it?
Con.
Where you at?
I finished reading verse 36.
Okay.
Finish 37.
Con.
Mm-hmm.
1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 37.
Right.
1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 37. David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with thee. And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put an helmet of brass upon his head.
That's it. Verse 37. Just showing that David was confident. David was confident in knowing that the Most High had him. He was like, bro, listen. It says, the Lord delivered me out of the paw of the lion, out of the paw of the bear. He will deliver me out of this weak Philistine.
Right.
But again, David had that engaging, that first step, that inclined mind to take the initiative to step up and do what was needed for Israel.
And you know, that makes me think about, we read about it all the time, Matthew's the 13th chapter, about the men with the talents. Right? These men, those men who multiplied their talents, that was initiative. That one man who buried his talent, that was, what is that? He was just being lazy.
Oh yeah, slothful.
Being slothful. Lazy as hell.
Right, you want to get into that?
Go ahead.
Go to 2 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 11. 2 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 11. You know, just seeing that, I just want to get that first point out, just showing about what initiative is, so that we can have an understanding of the brothers in the Bible, why their name was great, what initiative means. But now we have to see that, you know, again, they had this willing mind. Read where you at.
2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 11.
Yep.
Now therefore, perform the doing of it.
Yeah, perform the doing of it, because you know what's necessary of you. David knew what was necessary of him. He had the attributes in him. Now he performed it. But it's the same thing with us. Now we're performing what we know that the Most High has called us to. He brought you to a body. Okay, well, dig in. Dig in. Grow. Do what is necessary for you to be that great person. The Most High didn't give us his word for nothing. He didn't give us this just to be average sisters. The scriptures in Proverbs 31 said that she excelleth them all. What did that mean? That means she was doing her best ability to do the best she could. She was motivated to be the best. But in whose eyes? To the Most High. It wasn't about man.
Right.
All these attributes about these glorious men, it was never about the affection and the praise of men and women. No. It was understanding that the Most High was looking at you. Right. That's what should be motivated. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Just like you had mentioned earlier about Judith. She had a love for her people and a love for the Most High. That's why she did what she did for her nation.
Oh yeah.
And went and killed that general. Yeah. Same with Deborah.
Good point. Read.
That as there was a readiness to will.
As a readiness to will, which means what? You ready. You ready. ready to do the will, to do what is in front of you, like what Christ said. He said, I didn't come to do my will, but I came to do the will of the Father. Let's get this started.
Right.
Read.
So there may be a performance.
Be a what?
A performance.
And that's what it's about. Initiative is about performing. Initiative is about taking charge. Moving forward without somebody have to telling you what is needed of you. Read.
So that there may be a performance also out of that which he has. For there be first a willing mind.
And that's what the Most High wants, because a lot of brothers, I'm going to say this, coming up, I got the truth, I say it a lot in Japan, but I saw a lot of dynamic and very, like the scripture says, eloquent teachers via online. And I was like, dang, how can I ever be like that? But it's a lot, and a lot of people could get slightly intimidated. You get sisters that see sisters that's been in here for 16, 17 years, and they look at it, they get a little intimidated. They be like, dang, how am I going to be able to do that? How am I going to be able to stand the test of time? You got to have that willing mind. You're going to have to be able to understand that the Most High brought you here, so now you just got to open up and learn and see. But read that again. If there what?
For if there be first a willing mind,
come on,
it is accepted according to that a man hath.
Right.
And not according to that he had not.
Right. So the Most High is not worried about the attributes that you're going to get if you endeavor. Mm-hmm. He's not worried about what you don't have right now, because everybody has to grow. David grew. Solomon grew. Think about Solomon. Whenever you deal with Solomon, Solomon says, I'm nothing but a kid. He says, I'm a kid.
He did.
But I want wisdom. But what did he have to do? He says, knock.
And the Most High opened the door.
Come on.
But he didn't just knock. When you look up on Solomon, I was reading up on Solomon the other day.
Uh-huh.
When he got crowned to be king, he slaughtered. He didn't give the bare minimum sacrifice.
Right.
No, he gave 22,000 bulls.
Right.
He gave over 120,000 oxen. He went above and beyond just to give the Most High gratitude and praise.
Right.
Because of his position. Yeah. Well, that got the Most High's attention. He came to him when you read in 1 Kings 3. It was like he came to him in the dream. He was like, "Okay, you got my attention. What do you want? Yeah. Ask anything, and it'll be given to you." Yeah. What are you doing? What initiative works are you doing, and actions are you doing to get the Most High's attention? That's what you got to look at. He said it before in the beginning of the class. Looking at and reading these stories and visualizing yourself, who are you in the Bible? Where do you fit in the Bible? What initiative acts are you doing to get the Most High's attention? That was it.
Come.
Read verse 12 one more time.
Come. For if there be first a willing mind, it is accepted according to that a man hath.
Right.
And not according to that he hath not.
Yeah, the Most High just want a willing mind, because that the Most High will be able to work with. That will be able to. He just wants something willing, something motivated. That's what it is. Talking about willing. Again, it's motivated. The definition of willing. It says ready. It says please, desirous. Desirous to do the good pleasures of the Most High. It says free to do or grant, having the mind inclined. He just wants the mind inclined to do his will. That's all he wants. Why you think, what did Christ say? Well, I'm going to quote Christ all night. What did Christ say? He says, my brother and my sisters are those that do the work, the will of the Most High. Come on. What does that mean? That mind was inclined. But our people, our brothers and sisters, listen, we coming in from the world and we see all the greatness, all the breakdowns and revelations. A lot of us start to, hold on. What is that? You know what I'm saying? A lot of us start to reconsider. But again, we have to ask ourselves, if I'm not moving like David is, if I'm not moving like Solomon, if I'm not moving like these great men, these great sisters, what is it? What's the issue? See, some people, some brothers and sisters, whenever we look at the Bible and hear things, technically it doesn't all the way, we don't consider it worthy. We don't consider it worthy enough. Why? Because if you did, what would you do? Oh, you'll go after it. You'll go after it. Just like, I'm gonna bring it out. Just like men and women, especially men. You see that nice righteous sister. What you trying to do? Shoot, let me holler at her real quick. Let me go make this first step.
Right.
Let me have the incentive to go and talk to her first.
Let me initiate the conversation.
Yeah, that's incentive.
Yeah.
Or not incentive. That's to initiate.
Right.
To have incentive to go do something. Because why? It's desirous and it's pleasing. You know what? She didn't call me up, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call her up first. You know what I mean? Because I am the man. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and make sure I call her up. But what does that mean? You're going after something that you think is worthy.
Right.
But when it comes to the work of the Most High, when it comes to the body, when it comes to things that the Most High is bringing you into, a lot of us don't consider it's worth our endeavor. We don't consider that it's worth putting our time, our dedication, our motivation, our thought process in building this up. But we do it with everything else. Think about it. You do it at your job. You build jobs up. You build the revenue up with all your different type of marketing skills. You, when it comes to there's a lot of, there's a degree called an industrial psychologist. And what they do is that they come into a business and see how they can increase everything, increase the morale, increase the money, the revenue. We should be doing the same thing, hearing the truth. But again, a lot of our people don't see it worth to endeavoring. That's why, give me Luke chapter 9 and verse 57. I'm going to give you an example of individuals in the Bible that show forth what the Most High was giving to them. They didn't see it worth endeavoring for. Or, check this out. It's like you will see the goodness you can have, but a lot of times you only see the work. A lot of times we see the work that's in front of us and we're like, man, I can't do all that, man. You brothers be up there 5 days a week. 5 days a week, back to back to back to back for years. You see the work. You see the benefit. You see the attributes that they have, but it came from the work. But you see the work and you're like, man, I can't do that. But why though? Whenever LeBron James was out there dribbling that ball all the time and doing all these ab workouts, I always bring out why? Because he saw the benefit.
Right.
He saw the worthiness of that, of what the training was going to do and what it was going to bring him to.
He's seen the payout.
That's the truth, though. A lot of times we don't see that it's worthy. What the Most High is giving, us dedicating and motivating ourselves and being initiative in things that we know we should do, we don't see that we should take part of that.
So you're saying spiritually, people don't spiritually see the payout for it then? Is that what you're saying?
You know, a lot of, they see it. Why? We see it in the Bible. We
Right.
hear about all the gold and riches and the kingdoms and the servants. But what will it take to get that?
Right.
What will it take to get that? A lot of people look at it and it's like, I don't want to go through that.
Right.
But what does that mean? If I don't want to go through what the Most High says will get me this, it's not worthy. It's not worthy.
That's true.
Go to Luke chapter 9 and verse 57. And I'm going to show you.
Luke chapter 9 verse 57.
Right. When you deal with this word endeavor, it goes into an effort. You're not going to endeavor in this gift. You're not going to endeavor in the will of what the Most High wants you to do. You're not going to put forth effort. But that's what initiative is. You're putting forth effort. Read.
And it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Lord, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus said unto him.
All right, so we got, where you at?
Verse 58.
Luke chapter 9 and verse 58. Yeah, we have a servant or a certain man said, Lord, I will follow thee wherever thou goest. Why? He heard Christ. He knew who Christ was. He heard the eloquent speaking. This is the Son of God. When Christ comes, to the end of the world. Israel's going to be back in our kingdom. No more captivity. He's like, man, I'll follow you wherever you go, man. Read.
And Jesus said unto him, foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests.
Right.
But the Son of Man had not where to lay his head.
Yeah, listen, you're going to be moving and grooving with me. We're going to be putting in some work. We won't have no specific area we're just going to be laying down at. Because why? We're going from town to town passing this word on. You want to put in some work. You're going to have to endeavor. Because what you want to get, you want to be around me, this is what it takes. Christ told him straight up, you're going to put in some work. Read.
Verse 59. And he said unto another, follow me.
He said what?
Follow me.
Yeah, follow me. Since you want to be with me, follow me, man. Drop everything and follow me.
Right.
Again, Christ was prophesied for ages. They knew who this righteous man was. He was healing individuals, brothers and sisters. He was teaching. He was eloquent, very sharp. He was doing everything. So they knew who he was. Think about it. If you seen Solomon come down up in here, man, he's like, yeah, listen, man, drop everything, roll with me, man. What you gonna do? And Solomon, listen, I know you got all the gold and stuff, man. Got all them wives. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff you got with you. But you know what, man? I gotta go play Xbox, man. I gotta get on my PS4 account, and I gotta slaughter these cats at Call of Duty. Why? Because they don't see it worthy enough. But what did this man say? What did these individuals say when Christ said, follow me? Read.
But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father.
Yeah, listen, I got more important things to do first, Christ, Yahushai. I got more important things to do than go with you right now. Even though you're going to be the King of Kings and you're the Savior of our people. Mm-hmm. I got to go bury my father first. But why? Why did he say that? Let's get into the psyche, the psychology of this man's mind state. Because he didn't see it worthy enough. Think about it. A lot of us will drop things like this at a drop of a dime. If somebody's hurt, you leave and work. You know what I'm saying? If somebody is in danger, you got something important going on, you're dropping that. Mm-hmm. You're not making no excuses. And this individual is making an excuse. You know, I gotta go take care of my father. And we understand, obviously, he ain't come back. He did. That was just an excuse for him to get away. I want to follow you, but I ain't trying to do everything that you're talking about. That's too much. I ain't gonna have no place to lay my head. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be moving from town to town. You know, I got that new recliner from you know what I mean, from the store. I'm still paying on it, so I can't really leave. You know, and technically I got a house and I got some kids. They're taken care of though. They got their mom there. But I can't roll out, you know what I mean, because I gotta take care of them.
So it's like it goes into that further in that definition of endeavor.
Right.
It says an exertion of physical strength.
Right.
So this man didn't want to physically exert himself. He was like, ooh, you know what? That's a lot of work.
Physically, and what else does it say?
It said exertion of physical strength or intellectual powers.
Or intellectual. A lot of people don't want to exert intellectual powers.
Well, you know what? That's too much of a headache for me to think about right now. I can't. Let me go do what I got to do right quick, and I'll come back and help you. Let me get a little bit of rest in my mind, man.
But we have to see again, why will some of our people not have initiative? And this is one of the reasons. Physically, you have to exert yourself. Mentally, you have to exert yourself. We don't see that as worthy enough for us to give our time and effort. We have to see that. Read.
Verse 59.
Go ahead.
He said unto me, follow me, but he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Jesus said unto him, let the dead bury the dead.
Right, let the dead bury the dead, bro. You got a higher calling. Read.
But go thou and preach the kingdom of God. And another said also, Lord, I will follow thee.
Right. He was like, all right, man, listen. You can do your thing still. I got to keep going. Preach the kingdom of God's coming. I got to do my thing. Since, obviously, you didn't want to roll with the King of Kings. You know what I mean? You want to roll with the power. Yahushai. He had cats falling out windows. Come on now. Read.
But let me first go bid them farewell, which are at my house, which are at home at my house.
They can catch a letter. They can catch an email. You know what I mean? Listen, they done see me 30 years of my life. Please. Listen, I remember when I went to Japan from the Navy, I had a choice either going to North Carolina, it was Cherry Point, North Carolina, or Japan. Shoot. I was like, man, they see me all my life. I'm rolling. I gotta get out of here. Yeah. But why? I saw that opportunity being worthy. I was like, I can't pass that up. But why do we pass up initiating ourselves and giving ourselves more and being motivated in what the Most High has? Again, a lot of times we don't really find it worthy. Read. Because I'm going to keep saying that because why? We don't motivate ourselves. We don't give our time, our effort and time. Truly, because we can give more. We can always do more. Our effort, our time, our mind state. But now we got plenty of it. But what are we doing with it? What are we doing with our time, especially right now in coronavirus? Corona the virus or Corona Lachey the virus. What are we doing while she's on the prowl for those without the mark? Huh?
Right.
What are we doing? Are we giving ourselves more to the ministry? Are we thinking of ways to build, to make things smoother, to bring forth more brothers and sisters in the truth? What are we doing? Are we passing out flyers when we hit these old garbage Walmarts with cats with the mask on? Or they got masks on with no gloves or gloves on with no mask? Like, big dummy. How'd that work? What are we doing? Read.
Verse 62.
Go ahead.
And Jesus said unto them, No man, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of God.
Read that one more time.
And Jesus said unto him, No man, having put his hand to the plow
Right.
and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of God.
Yeah, just showing forth that this individual started, but what happened? There was something that didn't continue him to press on, for him to have that initiative to continue going, to continue pressing forward, to continue stepping, continue thriving, continue being motivated. Because he might not have been motivated of others around him, because we're all doing the same thing.
Right.
The scriptures, Paul said, yoke servant, my fellow servant. My fellow, listen, we're all doing the same job. But it says that, read that again.
No man, having put his hand to the plow
Right.
and looking back,
Right.
is fit for the kingdom of God.
Yeah, and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God. Just showing forth that we have to continue to be on fire. We can't allow our fire to be drenched to where now we see what we're endeavoring in isn't really necessary, or as if it's, again, not worth our time. Go to Romans chapter 12 and verse 11. Romans chapter 12 and verse 11. I just wanted to bring that out, just showing that, again, those individuals, they didn't have that initiative, that first step, that motivating. You're like, you know what? I'm dropping everything. I need this. But a lot of our people roll in this spirit right here. Read where you at.
Romans chapter 12, verse 11.
And again, this is an internal look on us all. We all gotta ask ourselves: am I initiating myself to a level? I know I should be at a higher level. So what am I gonna do? Am I just gonna sit here and watch Netflix all day? Huh? Am I gonna motivate myself and just eat and that's it? No, I'm gonna study. I'm gonna look more.
Right.
So we all gotta see that this is what the Most High wants within us, to have initiative with the body. And again, it's for the body. It's for the betterment of Israel. Laboring amongst the brothers that you're with. Read where you at.
Romans chapter 12, verse 11.
Come on.
Not slothful in business.
Not what?
Not slothful in business.
Yeah, not slothful in business. The Most High doesn't want you slothful in the work of the Most High. He doesn't want you two-footing along. He doesn't want you two-stepping. He doesn't want you there showing up 30 minutes late every day. Like it don't matter.
Right.
But you early and on time to other events. The Most High said, don't be slothful in business. But why do we begin to be slothful? Because we don't think that it's worthy. Because if it was, you'll be on time. You will be there. You will make sure. And we can pull out all the examples of what makes you on point, what makes you more sharper, what gets you excited, what gets you motivated. Is it money? Huh? Is it cars, clothes? What is it? Is it thanks? Applause? Is it the pat on the back? Is that it? What is it? It says, be not slothful in business. Read.
Fervent in spirit.
Yeah, fervent. Be electric. Be awoken. Be live. Be live. It says fervent in spirit, but whenever you're fervent in the spirit, that means you're going to be initiating things. You're going to be in this, moving forward presence. You're going to be in this moving forward. I got to do better. I want to initiate some things for the truth. I want to do more for myself, for my family. Let me start it off. You know what? Listen, you know what? I want to be a teacher, but let me do it the right way. Let me do it the right way. Let me go ahead and go into the Trooper Academy. You know what I mean? Because the world, they trying to put me in their academy, which is what? Police force, firefighters. You know what I'm saying? They want me to be a Q dog. You know what I'm saying? Whatever else. They got the alphas. Please, be fervent in the Most High. Read that again.
Not slothful in business.
Come on.
Fervent in spirit.
Right.
Serving the Lord.
Yeah, serving the Lord. Because the Most High is showing us in the Bible that we can see and you can know if you're showing initiative or if you're those that like to just sit back. But the world never taught us. A lot of our parents really never taught us about initiative, man. What did they tell us? The only initiative that they told us was to go to college, go to school, or pass high school, go to college, get a job, and have a family. That's it. Yep. That was really the only initiative. We never thought about having our own businesses and doing. Y'all need to take that away from me, please. We never thought about doing our own. Read where you at.
Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord.
Yeah, fervent in spirit. Go to 2 Thessalonians. We're going to skip that. 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3 and verse 11. Chapter 3 and verse 11. Yep. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 11. So we're just hitting on this point just about we don't consider it worth our endeavor. We see the goodness we could have, but rather only the work and effort that is required. So we will not consider it worth our endeavor. It's not worth our endeavor, but the Bible shows us attributes and how people move and what they do to show where their mind is at. Remember, the willing mind is an inclined mind. It's a proactive mind. Ask yourself, how much more could we be as a nation? You know what I'm saying? If we was more proactive. How much more as a body? And those that are looking, ISBH, this is our school, ISBHPK. You got a lot of schools on the four corners. Right. How much more productive could ISBHPK be? With more teachers, with more sisters stepping up in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? With more brothers coming forth, listen, for the small things, flyers. You know what I'm saying? Hitting up priests, where do you need me at? I'm free today. Here's my schedule. I want to do more. I need to get my works up, because that's what the Bible said will save us, right? In faith. Read where you at.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 11.
Come on.
For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly.
It says walk among you disorderly. But what were they doing? Read.
Working not at all.
They were doing what?
Working not at all.
Ask yourself, what do you do? What do you do? Because again, a lot of our people don't see the work being worthy of their endeavor. It's not worthy of their effort. It's not worthy of their sacrifice. It's not worthy of them putting in their right and left hand and going to work. Going to bed late at night, waking up early, councils, studying, classes, flyers, drilling, sister sewing, cooking, kids, husbands, other sisters. A lot of our people don't see that as an endeavor that they want to do. Putting forth the effort in. Because there's a lot of people that do what?
Working not at all.
Yeah, they don't. A lot of our people don't work. They're not putting forth their hand. But that's just showing forth that the initiative is not there. And it's not a smackdown or a crack. It's just that the initiative is not there. We have to ask ourselves, do we show forth initiative? Are we taking charge? Do we have the personal quality that shows the willingness to get things done and take responsibility? You got Daniel's in there?
Yeah, I do. Daniel's chapter.
Get that real quick for me. I just want to hit that. Get this Daniel's real quick.
Daniel's chapter 7 and verse 18.
Because I'm just jumping just a little bit.
Okay.
Because the scripture says that we got some people that do what?
Working not at all.
Yeah, that work not at all. That work not at all. Christ said, my Father worked, I work here too.
Right. If my Father's working, I'm working.
I'm putting in work.
There it is.
I'm putting in work for the kingdom.
God.
I'm putting in work for my sister next to me. Mm-hmm. I'm putting work for my brother that I don't see, that I know that's going to come in. Because of all our videos that we pumping, all the videos we're pumping. Think about that. When y'all see a lot of these 5 minutes of wisdoms, all these classes, all these cable shows, that took endeavorment. Mm-hmm. That took effort of a brother to put together. Come on, man.
It's like the scripture that hit me in my mind. The scripture, we pull it often. Uh-huh. It says, a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children, right?
Right.
So what does that inheritance involve? That involves work.
Yeah.
In order for you to leave an inheritance for your children, for the next brother, for the next sister, that means you have to put in that work. That means you had to be mentally motivated to take initiative to do the work that's needed for an inheritance, for something for them to live on in their future. And that's what we're doing.
You know, but again, a lot of our people do that for self.
They do.
For self. That's another class. Read where you at.
Daniel chapter 7 verse 18.
Come on.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Hold on, it says take the kingdom, right? Jump back to Thessalonians. Read that. Hold that. Read Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 11.
It says that there are some that what?
I'm sorry. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all.
Working not at all, but what does that say?
The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
It says the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, but we have people that do what?
Working not at all.
But, and again, this is just a question to ourselves. Are we that person? How can I initiate myself? How can I have more drive in myself and motivation? What is it? What is it that I'm lacking in? Finish that 2 Thessalonians 3 and 11.
It says, working not at all, but are busybodies.
But are busybodies. If you deal with this busybody, the definition out of the Strongs, it goes into it says bustle about uselessly. You're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing.
In the Webster 1828, it says a meddling person.
A meddling person.
One who officially concerns himself with the affairs of others.
Yeah, so you're not doing anything productive because you don't see it worthy of your endeavorment to do what's necessary, to step on the backs of the giants or to stand on the backs of giants. Give me Proverbs 14 and 26. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 26. Not only is it dealing with us not thinking that we don't have to put effort in, we don't want to endeavor. You can call it laziness, you can call it whatever you want to. But a lot of our people are scared, man. A lot of our people are scared to go forth and to, it said it here, to go forth and to readiness to embark on bold new adventures. Yeah, bold new adventures. Read where you at.
Come. Proverbs chapter 14 verse 26.
Right.
Come. In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence.
Hold on. In the what?
In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence.
Yeah, so why aren't you confident? A lot of our brothers and sisters are scared to do more, are scared to level up, are scared to take on responsibility because that's what the initiative is, taking on responsibility, taking charge. The same spirit that Judith had, the same spirit that Susanna had, the same spirit that we read David had. He took charge.
And that's why the saints of the Most High take the kingdom. Because they have that strong confidence, Con.
Read from the top again.
In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence.
Right, in the fear of the Lord is strong confidence. Why do some of our brothers and sisters not have confidence in what they do? In themselves. Read.
And his children shall have a place of refuge.
Yeah. And when it deal with this strong confidence, man, our people, we've been beat down for a long time, and we look at ourselves as not being worthy. See, but we are worthy. The Most High called you. The Most High called you for greatness. But when you start fearing, you start putting yourself in this mentality, in this box that is hard to expand out of. Because you think that you lack, and you're not going to be like those great men that you read in the Bible. You're not going to be like the great men that you hear speaking on street speaking. You're not going to be like that great sister that you see. You can. But what happens when this fear starts to come in? Proverbs 29 and 25. Proverbs 29 and 25. And we're going to kind of run through the ending scriptures a little bit. We got 15 minutes. I'm going to try to get them all in for brothers and sisters. But just going on this fear. This is another reason why brothers and sisters don't have initiative. Read where you at.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare.
Yeah, the fear of man. Now you got this fear within you. It brings a what?
A snare.
What do you think that snare is? What do you think that snare is when fear comes in. That snare is your reluctancy. That's the opposite of initiative. Now you're reluctant to do things because now you're scary. Now you're scared and see that, oh God, hold on. All that sewing, that garment that sister did? Oh no. I don't know if I can, you know what? Nah, B. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna get with Joe Slim from around the corner, man. All he do is let me just roll up blunts. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that mediocre life. I'm cool with that mediocre standard. See, the Most High wants you to level up. He wants us all to level up. He wants brothers to level up. You're more than just a reader, Rock. You're more than just a flyer passer out of Rock. You're more than that. The Most High wants you to get on the podium. There's a lot of areas that have not been touched.
Right.
There's a lot of cities that have not been seen.
Right.
They said, I think Laka Rob said it yesterday in class, Philippines got the truth. Them negritos out there, that's what they call them, negritos. Kumastaka, they got the truth out there now. Because we're everywhere. Shoot, you think we trying to stay in Virginia? Huh? We trying to expand. But what does that take? What does that bring forth? What does that require? Willing men, willing sisters. And I'm not talking about mediocre. I'm talking about those with a willing mind. Those that are willing to understand that they should have courage and a strong mind in doing the will of God. But read that again.
The fear of man bringeth a snare.
Read.
But whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe.
Yeah, and that fear, that snare, reluctancy, unwilling. Now you're opposed in your mind. You're striving against. You're striving against what the Most High wants for you. And our people do that a lot. We strive. We start thinking in our mind too much. The Most High, he gave us the way. He gave us the smooth ground. The scripture says, let not your path be set, or let not your will be set to evil. Why? Because he gave you the right way to go. But now this fear came in because of your insecurities, your anxieties. A lot of brothers think that, oh, listen, I can't speak. Who else said that in the Bible? Listen, Lord, I can't talk. Moses did. But was he not a great leader?
I checked him on it too. Yeah.
Was he not written in the book about it?
Sure was.
Hold on. Oh man, I'm gonna have a baby? Nigga, please.
I'm old.
Bro, the angel checked Sarah, bro.
Yeah.
The angel checked Sarah. Why? Because that bare minimum mentality, that ain't gonna rock with the Most High. The Most High is not with that. So that fear gotta get up out of here. So who was it? Jeremiah? Jeremiah had an issue? Man, listen, I can't talk, man. These people ain't gonna listen to me, homie. These niggas ain't gonna listen to me. Please.
Yeah.
You better get out there. You better read them precepts. Huh?
They're gonna make your face this way. I'm gonna make your face like this. Go do it.
Yeah, you better read them precepts. But what happens when that fear starts to come forth? Wisdom of Solomon 9 and 14. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9 and verse 14. Yep. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9 and verse 14. Yeah, man. You get, again, a lot of our people, we do bare minimum. Bare minimum. Sisters too. You do just enough so my husband be pleased. Please. You better far exceed that. You better read that Proverbs 31 again. It says she excelleth them all. What did that mean? There was levels. I'm going to do the best that I do. Whatever my hand put my effort to, I'm going to do it with my best. I want my husband to be like, you the best. Golly, what is? Oh my, lentils and chickpeas and brown rice?
Ooh.
Oh! Golly, that tastes like an eloquent dish. Woo! It should be on a 5-star menu. That should be not. You know what? This nigga like salt and pepper. Throw a little salt on it, man. Nigga, please here, wipe that up. That old bland macaroni.
Some dry, half done food.
That bland macaroni. No. That old half-baked chicken. The Most High said He wants better. But again, a lot of our people are fearful that they can't do that. You're tricking yourself. This is what happens. Read.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9 and verse 14.
Come on.
For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable.
Yeah. Now your thoughts are miserable. Why? Because now you're fearful. Now you're thinking about yourself. You're not getting no counsel. You think, oh, I can't do that, man. I'm never going to get it right. That's what our people, the mind games that you play on yourself, the psychological warfare, not that Esau did on you, that you do on yourself.
Yeah.
Read.
And our devices are but uncertain.
Yeah, now your devices. What you gonna try to run to? Oprah? Huh? You gonna try to go to Instagram and put your feelings on there? Huh? Like somebody's gonna rescue you? Please. Please. It says that your thoughts are miserable. Where's that at?
There it is.
Yeah, for your thoughts are miserable. The thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and their devices are yet uncertain. Just showing that this fear that our people deal with, man. You start going down the tunnel of deception. You deceive yourself. Mm-hmm. But the Most High said no. 1 John 4:18. The Most High said, listen, that's not the spirit I want on you. My thoughts for you are for good and not evil, for an expected end. So why are you doubting? Why are you doubting yourself to push forward? Why are you doubting yourself to be motivated in what I chose you to do? Why are you doubting to level up, sister? Huh? Why are you doubting, brother? See? But the Most High, the scripture says what? If a man strive for masteries,
he must strive lawfully.
He must strive lawfully. Sis, you got to strive lawfully. You got to learn. You got to see how to do that.
Right.
Brother, you got to learn how to do that. This ain't Walmart where they put you through a little video. You know what I'm saying? You sit down in orientation. You look at the video, 15 minutes. Now you can change tires and change oil changes. I'm not talking about that mediocre training. The Most High was going to give you what you needed. Read where you at.
1 John chapter 4, verse 14.
We're going to go a little bit over, but go ahead.
And we have seen...
1 John chapter 4 and 18. My apologies.
1 John chapter 4, verse 18.
Come on.
There is no fear in love.
Right.
But perfect love casteth out fear.
Yeah, there's no fear in love. If you love what you're doing, like the most, if you have this this motivation, if you have that within you, it's gonna cast out that fear. Why? Oh, I'm gonna get it right. You know what? Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gotta tell me I'm gonna try my best. Again, I'm gonna go back to the definition. It says, I'm gonna have to put this on my wall. The ability to use your judgment to make decisions to do things without needing to be told what to do. Dang. What does that mean? Oh, dang, okay. His face looked like that when he ate the lentil soup. Hey, babe, was there something wrong with it? Can I do something better? Okay, man? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add that next. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I get that right. Hey, y'all, man, listen, I know how I dropped that at Street Speaking. Man, listen, what can I do better, man? How can I be a better teacher? You know what I'm saying? Listen, how can I counsel better? Listen, how can I do this? That's what's going to happen. You're going to start being proactive now and trying to be the best that you can be. That's all that is. Initiative is being proactive.
You're trying to get to the solution of it. Yeah.
Get to the solution. Mm-hmm. But the Bible says what? Read that again.
Because there is no fear in love, but right. Perfect love casteth out fear.
Perfect love casteth out fear. Read.
Because fear hath torment.
Yeah. You ain't supposed to be tormented like you're less than anything. No, you're here for a reason. Right. You're chosen, sister. Read.
He that feareth is not made perfect in love.
Come on, yeah. He that feareth is not made perfect. The Most High wants you to be perfect. Proverbs 3 and 5. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. The Most High wants you to be perfect, man. But a lot of times, this fear comes in because you're thinking on your own devices. You're thinking like the old man. The Most High wants you to be motivated in His way. Again, what did Christ say? I didn't come not to do my will, but the will of the Father.
The will of Him who sent me.
Come on. What did Paul say? Paul say, woe unto me if I preach not the gospel. Yeah. What that mean?
Destruction.
I have to do it how the Most High wants me to do it. Yeah. And a lot of our people, if you say, listen, let me raise my hand, that's me. I need more initiative.
God.
Teach me the way.
God.
Read this.
Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5.
Come on.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
Right.
And lean not unto thine own understanding.
And that's what you got to do. You got to lean not on your own understanding. Because your own understanding got you what? Fearful. Your own understanding got you out here doubting yourself in what you endeavor in. Because you don't think it's worthy. Right. You're fearful. All those come together. It says lean not on your own understanding. Why do you do that? Why don't you ask for counsel? Why don't you ask your husband questions? Huh? Brothers, why don't you ask the priest questions? Read.
Verse 6.
Go ahead.
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
In all what?
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
In all your ways. See? But whenever you use your devices, you don't acknowledge the Most High. You acknowledge yourself and your emotions and feelings. What you think that you're not adequate. Oh, I ain't gonna be no teacher. I can't. It don't matter if you're 65. Get up there. How old was Abraham? Huh? How old was Moses when he was moving around in the wilderness? Huh? Come on, man. How old was Enoch when he was still teaching his children and doing work? And Noah? Stop it. Don't play mind games with yourself. The point of this class is to show where we all should be very engaged in inclining our mind and being active in what the Most High wants us to do. Nobody should be sitting down. Like the scripture says, there's some that walk disorderly, that do no work. That's not how it's supposed to be. The Most High wants us to be a body of sisters, men, children, working for the same goal. That's the beauty, man. And that's the sad part about those that try to say about no camp. I can do everything by myself. Man, please. Why? Because they don't have that reassurance, man. That strong bond next to them that'll help them get to where they need to be. And we're going to get a little bit further. Read where you at.
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
Be not wise in thine own eyes.
Come on.
Fear the Lord.
Right.
And depart from evil.
Yeah, depart from evil. Romans 12:2. Romans chapter 12. We're going to just go just a little bit over just to finish. We got a couple more scriptures. Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. We've been hitting this scripture a lot lately. Hitting Sabbath class, but it's needed. Yeah. Especially Passover, New Year, New Year, new me. Yeah. New Year, new you. That's how it should be. Read where you at.
Romans chapter 12 verse 2.
Come on.
And be not conformed to this world.
Don't be conformed to what you used to do in this world. That mind state has to go. Because a lot of our people are slothful, lazy. You don't want to do anything. But when it comes to getting that paycheck, you'll jump over a hoop to get that. Huh? When it comes to get that Maserati, listen, you'll give up a lot for that. Read.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah, be transformed and renewing of your mind. That fearful mind, that reluctant mindset that you have on leveling up to be a priest, leveling up to be a trooper, leveling up to be again, all sisters are married. Leveling up to be a sister that's working and learning under sisters. Read.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
And that's what it's about. You got to prove what's good, not good for your spirit, good for the Most High. Read that again.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
And that's what it's about. And that's what it's about. Acts chapter 8 and verse 30. Acts chapter 8 and verse 30. We're going to move through these. It's okay. You can rewatch it. Oh. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Acts chapter 8 and verse 30. Because this is what's needed. This is what a lot of people, brothers and sisters, we have to see that the reason why the Most High brought you around a body, brought you around arms, legs, ears, different parts of the body so that you can learn. And you have to learn how to be proactive. You have to learn how to begin to show initiative, to take initiative. Because you got to ask the brother that's been here for 30 years pumping. Ain't nobody been in the back of his ear? Keep going. You got it. You got it.
Right.
Ain't nobody really in class, but you got it. Nobody's saying that. You got to ask those people around you. You got to learn how to have initiative. A lot of our people is prideful as hell. And you don't want to ask no questions like you think you got it. You're going to go to Google and it'll answer your question. Please. You better get some practical knowledge. You better get some practical knowledge from brothers and sisters that's been around you. You better humble down, man. That's what it says in Romans. It's that day. You better humble down and know that you got to learn how to take initiative and what initiative is and what you can take initiative in. Right. Listen, I know I'm not a trooper, or I am a trooper, but what can I do? What responsibility can I take on? Because I want to do more. The scripture says when Christ come back, be so found doing. I want to be that. Sis, listen. Listen, what can I do to just grow in the spirit? I'm trying to level up. I'm tired of this mediocre vibe, man. Right. My mama taught me that.
Going with the flow.
I don't want to do that no more.
Tired.
What can I do? Show me. Husband, listen, man, what you think I can excel on, man? We've been in a relationship about 3-4 years, man. What can I do this another level? Help me. It's about being humble. Knowing that it's about learning. Why do you think we keep getting why do you think the Most High keeps sending our spirits back? To learn, to level up. Read where you at.
Acts chapter 8, verse 30.
Come on.
And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest?
This is going into about this Ethiopian, right? He's reading out of Isaiah. He said, do you understand what you read? Go ahead.
And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me?
Right, come on. He said, how can I know what I'm reading? Because I don't know what the hell I'm reading. But how can I know what I'm reading unless somebody guides me? Unless somebody teaches me? Unless somebody shows me the way, sensei. Wash on, wash off. He said, how will I know but somebody teach me? Read.
And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him.
Right, I need some help. Show me. Humble. Ecclesiastes 20 and 32. We're going to run through it. You may have to help me. Ecclesiastes chapter 20 and verse 32. And brothers and sisters, if you can write these down. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 20 and verse 32.
Read clear so that these brothers and sisters can...
All right.
Yep.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Come. It says, necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide.
Come on, man. It's about being patient. Read that again.
Necessary patience in seeking the Lord.
Yeah, necessary patience in seeking the Lord. A lot of times things don't come as fast as we want them to be. Yeah, because you're not going the right way about doing them. You're not doing the right thing. You gotta, if you're not really listening or humbling down, you're gonna have a couple oopsies and bobos on your knees and elbows from falling down. But you gotta get back up and do it the right way. Strive the right way. It says, necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that leadeth his life. Read.
Without a guide.
Yeah. Without a guide. You gotta understand this. You gotta be guided in understanding how to teach, men. You got to be guided in understanding how to be a virtuous and a wife to your husband. Because that's his standard. And you younger sisters, understanding the qualities of virtuality. Understanding what is being having discretion. Having peace in the house, what that means. Man, you got to understand what, listen, this is how to be a brother. A lot of people don't even know how to show brotherhood, to show sisterhood. You gotta have a guide. You gotta be taught how to do that. Ecclesiasticus chapter 51 and verse 23. I'm getting all these. Ecclesiasticus chapter 51 and verse 23, because I don't think anybody gotta go to work tomorrow. And if you do, listen. We're only here for a couple days, couple minutes, a little bit longer. Ecclesiasticus chapter 51 and verse 23. Again, are you learning so that you can take the initiative? Are you learning? Or are you just in one ear and out the other? Because a lot of brothers got a lot of great aspirations. But are you learning? Are you striving to learn from those that surround you? Read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 51, verse 23. Draw near unto me, ye unlearned.
Yeah, the Most High said, draw unto me, you unlearned. Because a lot of our people are unlearned in understanding how to have initiative. Why? Because you ain't doing it. You ain't doing it. It's not a bad thing. This is all about learning. This is all about learning. Read.
And dwell in the house of learning.
And do what?
Dwell in the house of learning.
Yeah, and dwell in the house of learning. The Most High wants you to dwell in the body that he's been giving you. But learn how to strive lawfully. Learn the attributes of the Spirit. So that you can teach men, women, you can teach other sisters how to be righteous, man. In their positions. How to be righteous in their stead. Read.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore are ye slow?
Read that again.
Wherefore are ye slow?
This ain't trigonometry. Wherefore are you slow? Read.
And what say ye of these things?
Come on.
Seeing your souls are very thirsty.
Why? Your souls do look thirsty. You look like you want to take the initiative, but there's reluctancy. There's reluctancy. And that's why the Most High said, draw near unto me, you unlearned. Proverbs 1 and 5. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 5. Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 36. Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 36.
Come.
Where we at?
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
A wise man will hear.
A what?
A wise man will hear.
And that's both sides. Wise woman and wise man. And wise children. Because y'all got responsibilities too. You're not clueless. You get on the game ASAP, dedicated. You get on your phone ASAP, dedicated. What else? Your toys, dedicated. But what other responsibilities do you have at your age that you can ask your parents about taking on? Dad, you know what? I want to make a little extra money. And a lot of y'all broke. Y'all better listen. When I was young, I was asking, how can I make some money? I need that Fetty guacamole. I need it, Dad. What can I do? Well, listen, I'm sure I got to cut the grass. Bet. Need that 20. Need some snacks. But that's taking the initiative, asking. It says what?
A wise man will hear.
A wise man will hear, read.
And will increase learning.
Yeah, and will increase in learning. Come on.
And a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
But going back to the beginning of the class, all those great men that we read about, all those great sisters that we read about in the Bible, this is what they did. They increased in the learning, and a man of understanding shall obtain unto wise counsels. Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 36.
Ecclesiasticus 6 and 36.
A little slow, yeah. Go ahead.
And if thou seest a man of understanding.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
And if thou seest a man of understanding.
Yeah, if you see a man of understanding, because the Most High didn't bring wise men around you and wise sisters around you for nothing. He said if you see a man of understanding, a sister of understanding, read.
Get thee betimes unto him.
You better get next to him and pick his ear. You better get up into that brain and see how he became strong for 30 years. The things that he had to go through. Some heads up, so that I don't have to go through that. So that you don't have to go through that. Read that again.
And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him.
Yeah, get thee betimes unto him, read.
And let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
And that's what it's about. Again, this is about initiative. About taking the opportunity to be better, to take on responsibility, to grow. The Most High is about proactiveness. Proactiveness. The scripture says, ask and he shall answer. Give me that scripture. And knock? Yeah, give me that. Give me that real quick. I'm going to show you some proactiveness in the Bible. Go to, real quick.
Matthew 7:7.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 7.
Come. Matthew chapter 7, verse 7.
Come on.
Ask.
No, just be quiet.
Ask.
No, keep your mouth shut.
Ask.
Nah, you know what, man? This nigga ain't gonna hear me.
Ask.
No, the Most High said ask. Open your mouth. Be proactive. Take a step. Ask. Read.
And it shall be given you.
Come on. Simple. And it shall be given to you. Y'all better than me. I'm asking for everything. Shit. I'm asking. I'm not ashamed. Listen, sis, y'all got that menudo up in the refrigerator, man. Can I get a plate of that? I mean, listen, I see that at sriracha, that ranch and sriracha mix. Listen, can I get a little bit of that? I'm asking. Listen, man, you the way that you dropped that class the other day, man, hot fire. How did you meditate on that? Read.
And seek, and ye shall find.
You said ask. Go back to the ask. You asking right now. Ask. Hit it?
Ask.
Come on. Hey, listen, Mom. You know, I know I read the scriptures about being virtuous, and how can I truly be virtuous?
Ask.
Come on now. But listen, Dad, you know, I take out the trash now. I think it's time for me to level up. I think I need a little bit more responsibility. What can I do?
Ask.
Come on. Ask. Read.
And it shall be given you.
The Most High is about proactiveness. Read.
Seek, and ye shall find.
Come on, seek and you shall find. These are all things that you have to do. These are things that you have to be motivated in doing. Having the initiative and taking charge to get that. Read.
Knock, and it shall be opened unto you.
It says knock. The Most High is showing that it takes work. It takes you getting up. It takes you being motivated and initiate and engage in what you want. Read.
Verse 8.
That's it. Jump to Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. See, but a lot of our people don't know to do that. We don't know how to do that. We don't know how to take initiative. We don't know how to ask the proper way. Yeah, a lot of times it's like that. You don't know how to come to somebody. Ask how to do that. I had to. Why? I deal with a lot of brothers, man. This nigga is getting on my nerves right now. How do I deal with this dude? Because back in the world, I know karate and I know how to back kick.
And I know crazy.
But I know the most. Yeah, I know crazy. But I know the Most High said, put your hand on no man. What is it?
Let thy hand solely on no man.
Yeah, let thy hand solely on no man. I can't do that route. So how do I come in a righteous, spiritual way to this brother or sister? How can I do this the right way so I won't offend?
Right.
Come on, man. This is beautiful. This is working within you, the workings what Most High is trying to get you to be like in Ecclesiasticus 44. Come on, sisters. Come on, bros.
I like that because everything in that verse, Matthew 7-7, is proactive. Everything.
Everything. Read where you at.
Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12.
Come on.
For when for the time you ought to be teachers.
Because a lot of us think we need to be teachers, and that's why a lot of, and it's sad to say, there's a lot of sloppy teaching going on. Why? Because they weren't raised up the right way. Mm-hmm. You gotta learn. You have to learn how to teach. You have to learn the attributes from elders. That little 24-day course you did on YouTube ain't gonna cut it. Because you watch the 4 different Revelations breakdowns. You ain't all there, You may have the knowledge, but dang, you know how to at least tell it to somebody without offending them? Huh? Do you know how to deal with people without being like a lion? Like the scripture says, be not a lion in your house. Mm-hmm. You know how to deal like that? Read where you at.
For when for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again.
Yeah, you have need that one teach you again. The proper way, the proper channel of how to initiate and to have what's the word again? Mind blank. To have that motivation and dedication and to be active. Read that again? No, keep going.
Which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
Yeah. To be the first principles of the oracles of God. How to have initiative. Where we at?
Verse 12. Romans 5 and 12.
Oh, no, it's Hebrews.
Hebrews 5 and 12.
Keep reading.
And are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat.
Yeah, you need that milk. You need that basics. You need that basics of how to start yourself up and to do better. I don't care how old you are, man. I don't care how old you are, because that ain't gonna be no excuse when Yahweh Shai come back in this judgment time. That ain't gonna be no. Listen, listen, sir. I was old. He's like, bro, did you drive? Yes. Did you read? Yes. Could you talk? Yes. Did you have your fingers? Yes. You have everything to do better, to do more, to take initiative. Galatians 4 and 1. Galatians chapter 4 and verse 1. Can you hear that one for me? Galatians chapter 4 and verse 1.
You want me to read that?
No, I'm going to let him read this first one.
Galatians chapter 4 verse 1. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child.
Yeah, hold on. Precepts. Read that again.
Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child.
The Most High is giving it to you. It says, as the heir. The heir to what? The heir to the ministry. The heir to the brotherhood. The heir to the sisterhood. Because that's what it's about. Are you going to be able to have the initiative to take over if this man's gone? Are you going to be able to take over if this sister's gone? Do you know how to do that? But are you learning to take that over? Who's learning to take over Kazak's position? Huh? Who's learning to take over Quatazak's position in Houston? Who's learning for that? But the scripture says, read that again.
Now I say that the heir.
That the heir, not only the heir to what we have here, but the heir to the kingdom. Read.
As long as he is a child.
As long as he be as a child, willing to learn. Childs are malleable, which means easily to be molded. That clay. Malleable, molded, hearing. Babies ain't back talking. Okay. You know, they may fuss a little time. They're young. We got to teach them, build them up in the right way, right?
Come.
Read.
Differ nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all.
Yeah, differ nothing from a servant. Why? Because a servant got to be humble too, to be ready to hear and listen. Read.
But it's under tutors.
But it's under what?
Under tutors.
See, a lot of brothers and sisters, you got to know that word. You have to be under tutors. You have to be under tutors to understand what the Most High is wanting from you. That initiative, you might have to understand what that is and what can you do step by step to begin that. Hey, listen, what do you do? I watch a lot of TV. Okay, you might want to shut the TV off and then just study that way. So that then your initiative to do better in being a teacher will come through faster. Mm-hmm. Listen, listen, sis. What do you do when your husband talks to you? Well, I usually, my thoughts are running in my mind, so I technically don't hear him. Okay, sis. So what you're going to do, you're going to shut down your brain so that you can understand what he wants from you. Read that again.
But it's under tutors.
Tutors. You got to learn. Be taught. Read.
And governors until the time appointed of the Father.
Until the time appointed for you to excel and go to the next level. Until it's time for you to take over Houston. Until it's time for you to take over Virginia. Until it's time for you to take over garments out of Houston. Until it's time for you to be the head sister or the elder sister. When other sisters come in, now you're able to communicate and make sure that they're being dealt with properly. You're able to be like, there go a new sister. Let me go holler at her real quick. Let me go see what's up with her. That's a new spirit in here. She need to be talked to. That's a new brother in here. He need to be talked to the right way. Let me go deal with that. You got to be under tutors and governors to understand how to do it the right way.
Right.
That's why a lot of people talk about camps all around. A lot of brothers and sisters ain't been under tutors and governors. Read.
Verse 3.
That's it. Jump to Matthew chapter 13 and verse 45. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 45, just showing that being under this tutelage, being under this governor, this governing man or woman, you got to learn that you got to take what you have to be proactive to get what you want. You have to, because why? Nothing's going to be given to you. Nothing is just going to be handed to you like that. The knowledge, the wisdom, it's here, but you have to seek. You have to knock. You have to ask. You have to have initiative, engage yourself, and be motivated to go get that. To go get the knowledge, to go get the understanding, to go get the clarity. Come on, man. Read where you at.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 45.
Right.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchantman seeking goodly pearls.
Yeah, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant seeking goodly pearls. Read.
Who, when he had found one pearl of great price.
He done found one great pearl. One great pearl. What did he do? He was like, nah, hey, listen, homie, I got to get, you know what? Dang, I didn't bring my tools. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about that. Let me go home and make me a grilled cheese sandwich. Make me a sandwich. I ain't worried about it. Read.
Went and sold all that he had.
Yeah, he said he sold all that he had to get that.
Mm-hmm.
What is it worth to you? You got to understand that's your goals, that's your ambitions. 144,000. I want to fly in the sky. I want to have a vineyard of straight wine, and I really technically want Japanese servants mixed with Esau. You know what I mean? Because they had us people in bondage for a long time. If you want all that, you have to do what? It says what? Read that again.
Went and sold all that he had.
You got to put in some work and give up some things to get that. It's not going to be given to you. Your goals are not going to be handed to you that easily. Dang, I want to be a Tawab teacher. Oh, you might have to do some teaching. Dang, I want to get on the history. Well, brother, you might have to go read in the Bible and get some history books to understand history.
That goes back right back to that Matthew 7:7.
Yep.
You got to ask, you got to seek, and all these things are going to be given to you.
Right.
When Solomon was given all the wisdom from the Most High to rule the world, he wasn't just sitting in his bed and the knowledge just came. No, he went out and studied and he applied himself. He took the initiative to make everything his business, to know that he knew that way he could rule the world. And that's what it takes in order for you to be into the kingdom.
Count. Finish that.
Went and sold all that he had and bought it.
Yeah, and bought it. Two more scriptures. Proverbs 22 and 29. One more.
Come.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 29.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 29.
Come on.
Seest thou a man diligent in his business?
See what?
Seest thou a man diligent in his business?
And that's what it's about. Being, having this initiative is that you're being diligent. You're being diligent in what the Most High gave you. Your business is what? His Father's business. This word, this truth. Getting the word out. Being around sisters, brotherhood, sisterhood, love. Read that again.
Seest thou a man diligent in his business?
You got to be diligent in business. Read.
He shall stand before kings.
Come on, he shall do what?
Stand before kings.
And when you do it back to that Ecclesiasticus 44, that's what had these men to be renowned and great men. They were diligent in their work. Read.
He shall not stand before mean men.
Heck no. The Most High even talk about mean men. He'll take care of them for you. But these men, these sisters, they were diligent. And that's what we have to see, that we have to be diligent and we have to learn how to be diligent and proactive and have this this forward mind frame, man. Or not forward, but this mind frame that has us going after our goals, man, and going after what we need. So I know I kind of took it over. Thank you for the brothers and sisters. I'm not looking at the comments. Kind of went in there on one, but yeah, no alarm clock needed, right? But listen, we thank all the brothers and sisters watching. Today's Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow for another dynamic class. So with that, brothers and sisters, listen, be safe out there. Houston, all over the world, wherever you're at. You know, especially dealing with this epidemic that we're in right now. So be safe. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
The Most High is my rock. Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock.